The next few days brought much strain to the baker. Most of Tuesday was spent wading through bills and reminders about bills, arranging deliveries and attending to the mounting mathematical mysteries of his accounts book, while Wednesday was mostly taken up with going to market to buy supplies. On Thursday he faced 3 visits from creditors and a gentleman from the bank, and by close of play on Friday he had spent so long shoving his broom up and down the shop and rearranging the crowded shelves that it struck him he had barely laid a hand on a rolling pin, much less felt the roll of dough beneath his fingers, all week. In between attending to his jumbled accounts, Hughes struggled to juggle the customers demanding bread, to an accompanying barrage of instructions from his wife, hollering from the room behind. First, she insisted he sweep the scullery floor while she made breakfast, necessitating a frenzied dance between there and the shop floor as customers drifted in and out. Next came an impatient order for wood to be chopped for the fire. All right," exclaimed a harassed Hughes. "I'm up to me eyeballs here, woman. Don't you know I've a baker's shop to run?" A flurry of taunts came flying from the parlour as the put-upon pastry-maker clomped to and fro, rolling a wodge of dough here, extracting a pie from an oven there, once or twice, scowling as he burnt his hand on the side of a pan. "Oh, this wretched place, this damnable life, it's a millstone round me neck." Hughes stood up, scowling at the strain in his back, as a thought struck him like a rolling pin against the head. "Aye, it's an assistant is what I need. Hey, Eunice, I say, how are Eunice? It's an assistant I need in this place, an apprentice, a baker's boy. That's what we need round here." At that moment his attention was stolen by the opening door as a scruffy man came shuffling in. "Morning, Mr. Hughes." "Ah, Geoffrey, it's you. Still knocking about then, I see." "Aye, Mr. Hughes, the buggers'll not keep me down." "I see." The shopkeeper was not in the mood for joviality, and soon got down to business. "So what can I do for you?" Well, I thought I'd come in and have a look at a few cakes, for eating like. I fancied a couple of cakes when I woke up this morning, and I thought if it's cakes I'm after, there's only one place worth going, and that's the bakery." With a silly grin, the dishevelled Geoffrey began perusing the shelves. "Have you got a job yet, Geoffrey?" As if the wind had been taken from his sails, the would-be customer flinched at this question, and answered with a sheepish smile. "Well, let's see. I'm not sure," he mumbled, fidgeting with a bun. "You're not sure? You must be sure if you've got a job or not, Geoffrey. I mean, either you've got one, or you've not." "Well, not yet." Plonking down the bun, he straightened himself, and his expression turned more serious. "No, it don't seem to matter where I go, the blighters'll not take me on. I tried down at old Fry's foundry, but I were all thumbs with the machines. I asked at Mrs. Wither's haberdashery to see if she needed a man to lift and shift stuff, but she give me short shrift. Even old Blake, the ironmonger, wouldn't have me, on account of my knowing nothing about ironmongering. So I'm up the spout. No work, no brass. A rum do, eh, Geoffrey? And yet you come in my shop, fiddling about with my goods, lathering 'em in your filthy fingerprints, making 'em unsuitable for anybody else, when you've no intention of buying any. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I was just looking. What a to-do, eh, Geoffrey? What a to-do?" The baker brought his elbows to rest on the flower-sheened counter. "Hey, Geoffrey, what are you going to do with yourself? If you were a nipper just out of school I could understand it, but you must be 50 years old now, Geoffrey, and you've still not got yourself sorted. Look at yourself. You're scruffy, unkempt, like you've been dragged through edge backwards. No, I'm sorry, but if you carry on like this, Geoffrey, you'll never find a job." Glumly, his visitor nodded, staring at his feet. Soon the bad-tempered baker began dusting down his shelves, his tall white hat angled awkwardly on his head, huffing and puffing as he went, accidentally knocking loaves from the counter to the floor. "Oh, damn and blast it!" He winced when stooping to retrieve a large cake, staring daggers at the shiftless Geoffrey. "Hey, what you stood there like a bloody lemon for, Geoffrey? You could shift yourself and give me a hand." "Oh, sorry, Mr. Hughes. Here, let me help." "Not now, you bloody lummox. I've got 'em now. The pair collided, and Hughes dropped the cake, crumbs and cream splattering across the bakery floor. "Oh, look what you made me do now, eh?" But as the baker scuffled about trying to scoop up the scraps, an idea had struck his guest, who stood, finger on forehead, a smile slowly building on his face. "Hey, Mr. Hughes, I say, Mr. Hughes, I've got it. I've got it." "You've got what?" shot back Hughes, red-faced, rising from his crouch. "Well, you're up to your eyeballs in it here. I can't get myself a job, and, well, I'm a real lover of bakery food, Mr. Hughes. I'm sure I could get the hang of making it, and I could easily stand and flog the stuff in the shop. Oh, no, I don't know about... I'd make a real good baker's assistant, Mr. Hughes. I shouldn't think our Eunice would like it. And besides, it weren't that long ago you was up afore the beak for thieving bread. You said so yourself." "Aye, but that's because I was on the wrong side of the counter, Mr. Hughes." With a glint in his eye, it was clear that the aspiring assistant was utterly convinced of his proposal, and he set about commending it with relish. "This time, Mr. Hughes, I'd be in me rightful place, behind the counter, flogging the loaves, dispensing the goods, helping all and sundry to get the daily bread. I'd be in my element, Mr. Hughes, I really would. And, under your expert teaching, well, I'm sure we'd make a cracking team."